All right, this video is going to go over how to take apart the NSX climate control. So the first thing to do is remove the front vent, this guy, the clock, the center console, and the armrest. Taking apart that stuff is pretty straightforward. Start by, pardon me for not showing how this is actually taken out of the car. Basically, on the inside here, there is a metal plate that goes right in here and covers up the bottom. It can be pried out with a screwdriver. And from there are several holes with screws, and it just takes a regular Phillips head to take those out. So once that is out, the center console will be exposed. The fasteners will be exposed, including this one down here. And that's the first part of it. As I said, the first thing is the radio will need to be pried out very carefully, might I add, from the vent. And then that will expose some screws that can be removed, which will then reveal these screw holes, which of course can be also taken out with a Phillips head. It's all the same screws. It's all really pretty straightforward. So with all that removed, it should allow access to this. There are 4 screw holes here, 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 there. Again, pretty straightforward to remove this, but then what is not as obvious is how to take this thing apart to get access to the circuit board and the parts that break, which are typically the capacitors, which go bad and leak on the circuit board, causing scorches, burns, and in my case, the symptoms were I would have no fan even when I wouldn't have any fan until the fan control knob was turned all the way up to high. Any other position, the fans wouldn't work at all. I did have AC and all these buttons worked. But there are other symptoms, like your AC condenser fans may come on, or the AC might not work, or these buttons may not work, or the display may also go bad. But anyway, let's take this thing apart. So there is a screw back here that needs to be removed, and then there is one on each side. Apologies if parts of this video appear blurry. So there's 3 screws that need to be removed. Okay, so actually taking this apart, I'm only using my phone and a stand to do this. So some parts may not show up super great. But basically there is this plastic piece and a tab here. It can be removed by pulling up on this a little bit to clear that tab, and then it slides open like so. Let's get a good look there. And then it's the same on the other side. Oh, sorry, my hand was in the way there. You pull up and clear the little clear this little tab here, and then it comes out like so. So then after that, there is this plastic piece that's holding the circuit board in. So this is sort of difficult to do here, but this is held in with a couple of tabs right there. And all we need to do is, this is probably not the best way to do it, but you pull up on this plastic piece comes out, and then the circuit board slides out like There we go. Okay. So at a distance, nothing looks too bad. And this might not come through too well on my phone. But the first thing I tried to look for was bulging capacitors. And I didn't see any. They looked fine. So it was kind of like, oh, I don't know what's wrong with this. But upon closer inspection, let's see if the camera picks this up. There is this capacitor. You can see that there's some pretty heavy scorch marks around it. So typically these capacitors will leak electrolytic fluid, or excuse me, that's probably not the right term, but they will leak fluid onto the circuit board, causing it to go bad. So this this spot right here, there's one example, and it's probably not going to show up too well, but this capacitor is leaking a little bit. This one also has some leaks around it. So the circuit board might need to be replaced. I don't know much about electronics, so I'm not even going to attempt to do this on my own. The thing that I would recommend is to check with a local electronics place to see if they are able to fix it. They might not be able to. I took it to a local place. They checked it out, and they said they couldn't do anything. It's very likely because they don't have a way to test it and verify that they fixed it. So what you ultimately may want to do is call up Science of Speed. They have a way to recondition this board. I think it's only $225. I already checked prices online to replace the entire unit. And a quick search on, I think it was like AcuraParts.net, showed that the entire unit was $1,000. So there probably isn't there may be a cheap way if you're bold enough to replace the capacitors yourself. There are other YouTube videos that walk through the process of diagnosing and replacing them. Just do a search for NSX climate control repair, and there should be a bunch of results. But yeah, hopefully this video is helpful in helping you take apart the unit and determine what might be wrong. Like I said, if it's maybe just one capacitor bulging or just one thing that's wrong, you might be able to fix it yourself. But it's probably better to send it in to Science of Speed for $225 to recondition this board. That's probably the best price point for this. So anyway, thanks for watching.